I'm Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter. I'm the head coach for NoBSCoachingAdvice.com and JobSearchCoachingHQ.com. I want to talk with you today about employee engagement, but from a different perspective than most tend to hear about it. Generally, employee engagement is presented in very positive terms. There are statistics quoted, such as 32% of U.S. employees and 13% of international employees are rated as being fully engaged. And then there's the other numbers. So, for example, in the U.S., there is an enormous amount of people who are not engaged, and then there are the ones who are, quote, actively disengaged. Those people are actually oppositional to what you're trying to do. So generally, the goal is to try and move people up on the ranking scale. Now, I want to approach things very differently with you today and pose something that I'm not sure is going to be liked by the employee engagement professionals, but I think from a coaching perspective is very useful to you. If you're a business leader or if you're in HR, you want engaged employees, quite obviously, but what do you want them engaged in? Now, I want to think like a shareholder for a second. And I am a shareholder. I own a lot of mutual funds all over the world. And, when I think of employee engagement, I want employees engaged not just simply in Kumbaya stuff. I want them engaged in profit-making activities. And I want to remind everyone that if you took a moment to think back about what it was like in 2008 when the economy collapsed, well, obviously we now live in different times and things are a lot better as I write this, as I do this at the end of 2016. But, recoveries, some people will say it's a great recovery. Some people will say it's a mediocre recovery. I'm just going to call it a recovery. Some recoveries are better than others, and they all come to an end. And the question is, how are you preparing your employees? How are you engaging your staff or the people in your charge for what the next phase might be like? Do you expect it to constantly be progress, or do you think there's going to be a dip? What can you do proactively, and how can you engage them in those activities as well? Now, I know the standard story about millennials is that they want to be doing things that have a socially good purpose. You can't do that if you're out of work, can you? Yes, you can volunteer, but eventually you do have to pay bills. So, I think in terms of overall, yes, you want to do positive sorts of things that engage people, but some of those things can involve where can we reduce our costs and to still deliver great service? How can we engage technology? What do you think? And that question of what do you think and encouraging people to offer that so it's not purely top down is a huge part of how I want you to think in terms of employee engagement. So often, as engaged as organizations claim they want their staff to be, as much as they, quote, the ideas of employee engagement, it's only one part of the activity that they want them to be engaged in. They talk about, hi, we want you to be involved with social justice or other things. Recycling. How can we recycle in our office better? How can we, have a zero footprint? But consider this. Consider that if the economy were to slow down and your income were going to be reduced by 7%, 9%, 25%, as it happened with a lot of firms in 2008, 2009. What would you want to do? And what can we do now that would be smart to prepare ourselves for that? So this way we don't have to lay off as many people or people in general if those times occur. Now, I'm not talking about, people should be working 90 hours a week. I want folks to have work-life balance, and I'm sure you do as well. But what can be done now Think proactively because these people are in your care. And as a leader, that is part of your responsibility in engaging them, involving them in the tough decisions proactively and not just simply bringing them into the conference room and to let them know that they've been laid off. Hope you found this helpful. NoBSCoachingAdvice.com is my site, my channel on YouTube. The channel on YouTube is Jeff Altman Coach, I believe. So hope you find this helpful and follow me wherever you can. Have a great day. Take care.